Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on my lathe that I have right here. I built this a couple weeks ago, and if you have not seen part 1 and 2 of this lathe build yet, go back and check that out. I'll leave that in the top right corner of this video. Check that out before coming back. But today I'm going to be building a stand because I've had to keep moving this around. Every time I go to use it, I move it to my workbench, but then I need my workbench back, so I move it back off. And it's just a little bulky and heavy to move around. I don't want to risk dropping it and breaking anything off. So I'm going to build a stand. It needs to be something that's rugged enough to withstand the vibrations of a lathe. If you don't center the wood quite right, or if the wood is uneven to start, it will cause a lot of vibrations. So I want to protect from that and keep that from happening. And then I want to obviously make something that's not horrible to look at, and something that's also functional in storage space in my shop. I don't have the biggest shop, so I need something that won't take up much space or maybe has storage space underneath it. So stick around and see what I've got planned. I'm going to start by building the top of this bench for my lathe. This is the same size and shape as my lathe, and I'm going to build the top and then the legs and the rest of the frame after I get this together. Next I'll be building the legs, and I'm going to be doubling these 2x4s up to give it a little bit more stability and strength. The one 2x4 will go on the outside of the frame and be screwed to that. The other 2x4 will go on the inside of the frame, so this will hold up all the weight that goes on this bench. I'll glue these together, put a few screws in it, and then attach it to the bench top. Here's the lathe that I built. It fits this perfectly, so it turned out really well, but I need to still strengthen up the legs, put in a few braces so that while the lathe is spinning, any vibrations will be stabilized by the stand. going to put in this cross brace right here. This will attach the two sets of legs together and keep them from bowing side to side. Then I'm going to take a few pieces of plywood and screw that in as corner braces up towards the top of the legs. This will also stabilize and strengthen these up. Now that the legs are stabilized, I can take my lathe now and mount it to the workbench. Now I need to go ahead and attach a switch onto my lathe. Previously I've been using an extension cord, just unplugging it when I want it to turn off and plugging it back in when I want it to go. I found this switch at a thrift store. It looks new for only $5, so it was a great find. I'm going to attach this to the lathe, and this will make it 10 times easier to turn on and off. Keep the cords and extension cords out of the way, I'm going to use some of these electrical staples that will keep the extension cords away from any tools and won't get caught on anything. It'll be a lot safer. I've got everything hooked up. I'm going to test it out and see how it works. Alright, so I noticed a few things while I was using it that I want to fix. One being the height, it's a little bit too tall for me. The other is the whole stand sort of twists a little bit, and I've got an idea of how I can fix this. Some of this rocking you can see here is part of the concrete is unlevel, so I need to shim that up a little bit. But the rest of it, the stand is actually twisting. So I'm going to take a sheet of plywood and put it on each end, and that should strengthen up those legs and the whole stand so that it won't twist from one end to the other. Alright, so I took apart this bench, I cut all the legs about 4 inches shorter, and then I mounted this sheet of plywood or chipboard on either side of these legs. That will strengthen it up and keep it from twisting. Now I can mount this lathe back on top, and you can see right here there's plenty of storage space underneath this bench. So I'm planning on maybe building some shelves or drawers underneath this to store everything I need for my lathe right underneath. I'm just going to finish up stapling this cord so that it doesn't get in the way of any tools or machinery that I'm using. And that should finish up my video for today. I'm going to test this out, make sure that the legs have been stabilized correctly, and it doesn't shake anymore. As well as the height, I want it to be just right so that my arms can relax while I'm carving and I don't have to hold my shoulders up. Everything seems to work great, and I'm really happy that I don't have to move this lathe around anymore, and it has a stationary spot in my shop. So guys, this finishes up my video today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.